Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video we are going to talk about how to do a post request to a REST API within Node.js. A lot of students and a lot of channel subscribers have requested this particular video. So this one is particularly for them who were requesting for a post demonstration to a REST API within Node.js. So stay tuned and let's do it as a hands-on for the same. So friends, will be using AXIOS call to demonstrate the post request to an API, and for that we'll install the AXIOS npm package. I'll show you how to do that, and also we'll be using json placeholder.typicode.com. This is the same website where you could practice it out, your get, put, post or whatnot, just like a mocking of the API. And in case you have not gone through this website or you have not seen the video, I'll actually paste the link of the same within the description of this video. In fact, the GET request video through the Node.js I've demonstrated using the same API. So I'll be using the same one to demonstrate the post request now. Now, the first thing what we need to do is we should actually install npm package called as npm install --save, let's say AXIOS, and I'll do a save. That's what I need to do. So once it gets installed, so one package is installed, which looks fine, and I'm also gonna create a new file over here, which is demo post.js. So now for this, I'll just require, let's say, const AXIOS is equal to require, and I'll use AXIOS. So that's one. This is where you actually require that package. Now, in order to do the same, so what we are going to use is, it's a simple post request. So we are just going to make a post request. And for doing that, we'll just use axios.post, and then we'll use the actual API path. So which in our case is json placeholder and .typicode.com and /todos. So that's the API which I'm gonna use, and I'm also gonna pass a data to that. Now data is typically in the form of a JSON object, so which we could use. So let's say I'm gonna pass const data is equal to, so I'll use user ID, which is probably, let's say, is equal to 1, and then I would just say title, let's say, which is a kind of a something which we want to do, because it's just like storing whether you want to do a task or not and whether it has been completed or not. So let's say I just want to learn, this is the task, learn chat GPT in near future. So this is something, a task which I want to do, and then I just want to do another thing which is completed, and I just want to pass it as a false variable, so which makes sense because I'm just using a false. Okay, so this is the data which I have, const data, and I'm just gonna pass it over here as a second parameter, and then I'll just use a dot then, and I would get expect a response from here, which is perfectly fine. And then in order to just display this, okay, so we made an API call, which is a post method, and I just want to print the response from there also. So the response is this. Okay, so this is a very simple demonstration. You are creating your data, you are creating a JSON object, you are using an AXIOS to make a post request to that particular API, pass on the data, get a promise, use the response to see whether it has been done or not. Now, in order to run this, we'll just go into this, and I'll just simply say node. So if we say, so I have a demo post.js, so node demo post.js. If I try to run this, so this gives me everything, and if you see, it's a long response object which I get. And typically I may not be interested in everything which I need to see it around. So a few things which are interesting over here is, one is the status, which is 201, which makes sense that the post is successfully done, it was executed. The status text is created, which means it's perfectly created. And if you go down, and of course, it gives you certain other parameters like what was the method, the URL, the data that was being passed. And at the end, if you see, so this was the data, so which is user ID is 1, title is this, completed is this, and ID is 201. So it just creates an ID of that, and it actually tells you whether this was created or not. Now, if you just want to capture, let's say, the status as well as the status text, so we could just go back and change that. So let's say rather than response, so I can just say status, this is 1, and console.log response dot status text. So that's the case. Let's try running it. So 2 of the properties, and if I run it one more time, so it could just give me 201, which is the status code, and then created, which means perfectly it was executed. And in case, just to let you know guys, like if there is an error, you could probably catch an error also, right? So that's another thing, the beauty of that. So you have a catch, an exception, let's say that, and you could probably catch an exception also in the same way. So that's another thing, because let's say your exception, your post request doesn't work, there was some kind of an error, or the data was not properly formatted or whatnot, it would result into an error. So rather than displaying or abruptly calling this post, so we should catch that error, we should display a proper message to the user that this has happened, or probably that could help them to evaluate where and what went wrong. So I hope guys this would actually help you to understand how to make a post request with the help of AXIOS in Node.js. I'll be coming back with more videos, so stay tuned and have a good one. Thank you.